Hello everybody. You can see my caption. I was about to run down my list, but my computer shut down, my laptop. So my computer shut down when I was about to give the steps of when you want to close your case. Strange things like that happen to me all the time. I've had videos disappear that I've made. I've had a couple of my computers crash, so I'm not surprised. So I don't have my teleprompter, so I'm just going to tell you off the top of my head what you should do when you're closing your case. Okay? It looks like it might have even crashed. I'm going to let you guys know for sure. But when you contact the child support agency, you want to make sure that you let them know that you want to close out your case at their and at the courthouse. You want both cases closed because one is going to be on the welfare side and one is going to be on the judgment side. If you just get that case closed and hey Kelly, if you just get the case closed at the welfare, it's still going to be open and they're still going to say that you owe monthly support, and they're still going to accumulate the arrears on your case, and they're still going to punish you if you do not make those payments. Second, you want to get an itemized statement. If the arrears are owed to the state, this is if it's a welfare case. Got me a little bit shook up. If it's a Title 4D welfare case, then not most times the arrears are owed to the state, so they're not going to just allow you to close the case because of that reason. So you ask them for an itemized statement because now you want to know exactly how much the non-custodial parent, you want them to prove how much, so you want it detailed, how much is owed, when it was supposedly due, and month by month, if you can't get it day by day, why that money is owed. And that's how you're going to dispute on those arrears, because the child support enforcement agencies have been known, and I know this firsthand, to add charges to arrears that are not supposed to be added. So with that statement, the information, hi Kente, my computer just crashed while I was right in the middle of my presentation. This isn't the first time. So, and thirdly, you want to make sure that they give you the documentation that you need to file for a termination in the courthouse, whatever court that child support case originated in. And before you even get there, I ask every person with a child support case, make sure you have a proof of service. Make the original child support complaint. It has your signature on it, that you lived where they say they delivered the complaint. Make sure they give you a proof of service. If they don't have proof of service, that child support complaint is not valid. Okay, so now you have your arrears, itemized statement, making them prove how much the arrears are and that is accurate. The amount is accurate. In the court system, motion to have that case terminated. You also want to file a motion to have any arrears that are owed on that case. Once you verify how much the arrears are that they are charging, that is accurate, you want to have that erased as well. Now they're going to say they can't erase it. It happened in my case. At first they said they wouldn't erase it. They erased it the first time with no problem. Nearly $30,000. The second time was probably up to $7,000 or $8,000. They said they wouldn't erase it, and that's when we went to battle. And that's what took 8 years coming back on. It didn't crash, guys. And that's how I researched the system, wrote my book, started the movement, because I found out how unconstitutional and how illegal this system is and how it's biased towards fathers. We know moms are also victims of the child support hustle, but fathers are the majority that get. So I had other stuff written down, but I'm looking at my tablet, so I can't look at my notes. So that's what you want to do. And I have, let me put this letter up. If it'll let me, I'll add it later. And that letter is what somebody, like what they'll send you back when somebody wants to close the case. And I just want you to be aware of how your letter is going to look, but that's not the end of it. You need to go further than just the child support agency. Okay, excuse me one sec. Okay, and we are out here, you know, I'm asking everybody, getting people that want to volunteer. Right now, we're trying to introduce legislation, trying to find legislators that will support and introduce our bill to abolish debtor prisons, re-abolish debtor prisons across the nation. If you saw the post today, a father was shot in Indiana and support warrant. So it's still happening. The police are arresting people, hunting them down, arresting them like animals, if you ask me, over a simple debt that they haven't even been given a hearing to determine whether they willfully failed to pay the debt, and if they failed to pay the debt, and if they had the means to pay the debt. That's a problem. Bakari, what info are you referring to? So if you want to volunteer for that, please send a DM and I'll send you the letter. You can send that to your legislators. And we're drafting bills. We have the bill for Texas already. So to your representatives, just send me an, I have to stop saying too. People are giving me all these suggestions. Oh, please share. I have to remember to say that. Please share this video. If you want the actual bill, please send everybody that's getting the draft, and I'll send you a copy of the bill. And that's we want to get legislators to get behind us to support that and introduce it so we can try to end these debtor prisons that are going on, especially in child support cases. I don't understand what you mean, Bakari. You're gonna have to be more specific. Do you have a specific question about Texas? And if you want to show your support, the Child Support Hustle in this book, in the appendixes, and I'm going to see, let me pull it up, not pull it up, but is our court papers, my documentation from when they erased our arrears and closed my case, also on the ebook as well. So if you need to find out how it should be written when they're filing this stuff, this is how they did it in Ohio. So you can order this book online or at our website, the Child Support Hustle. Go directly into fighting for child support reform and for abolishing debtors' prisons. And you can also order a t-shirt. I should have just did that, but order a t-shirt. You can donate your time. And I think after we tackle these debtors' prisons using child support cases head on and make the Constitution and the Supreme Court in the Turner versus Rogers case, then we can start making them look at the other issues that we have with the child support system. And in the meantime, you know, schedule a visit or schedule a meeting with your local representatives and let them know, you know, debtors' prisons were a bill that we have. We'll send you a copy of it. You present it to them. Let them know why you feel so strongly about it and why you want it on the ballot. You know, we have to start raising our voices and getting really active if we want this abuse of our rights to cease and desist. So inbox us if you have any questions. We try to help you with your cases. We do not charge. Again, be careful of people that say organization. There's only one Child Support Hustle, and that's here in Texas. And you can be reached by DM, or you can send us an email at cshustle1@gmail.com. And if you need any help with your case, we have a client form also on our website, and that's at Mike. If you did not get a hearing to determine your ability to pay before you were arrested, your due process rights have been violated. I don't know what state you're in, but we need representatives all over the country to present our debtor prison bill to the representatives so we can. So if you're interested in volunteering and fighting back, please send us a DM or an email, cshustle1@gmail.com. I'm so sorry that the first live was interrupted. That's what happens, I guess, when you start talking about stuff that they don't like, and they don't like this unconstitutional child support system. So thank you all for your continued support. If you watch this video later, please share it. And if you have any questions, please inbox. You can get in touch with us. Please follow us on Twitter, CS Hustle, the number 1, on Instagram, KN or NK. Oh, if you order the ebook on Amazon, it'll be under my pseudonym, which is NK originally. So if you see NK, first last name. So if there's no questions, I am going to sign off. I'm sorry we got off to a rocky start and it kind of threw me off, so please excuse me. And if I find out any more information for you all, I'll make a video. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for supporting us. Please share. Somebody said I have to say that all the time in a video. I'm still learning all of this tech, you know, all this stuff. Thanks, Stephen. You're welcome. We will get reform. We will dismantle this system. Excuse me. The main focus on this live was to tell people what ought to ask for if to close the case. Instead of just going in and asking to close the case with the child support office, you want to make sure you go and close the case with the court system too. And if there's arrears owed, there's steps to that too. So that's what I discussed here. Because I've been getting messages from parents to where they're wanting to close their cases. So shout out to all the parents that are working together, co-parenting, not falling, because we know that they thrive on the parental alienation part of the family court system. Keeping parents apart, keeping parents away from their children, that is more money for them. And that's why they say they won't handle child support and visitation, those two issues together. So they really hope that the parents aren't communicating, co-parenting, because it's more money in their pockets. They're greedy, and they don't care if they destroy your children, destroy your family, destroy your, they don't care if they destroy you in the process. They only want the money. Yes, it is, Stephen. I just wrote a piece out, put it out as far as the government shutdown and everybody's, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying that everybody that works should be paid. I'm saying, you know, these parents out here work, and sometimes 70% or more, I've heard cases of more, of their paycheck is and nobody says anything. Nobody bats an eye. So I'm wondering how it feels to live like a non-custodial parent, to work every day and bring home zero or damn near zero. It is sad. My people that I work with, my team, they watch a lot of I can't pronounce his name, Osiris's videos. I haven't watched any, but I know that they think very highly of the information that he puts out. So, yeah. I know, Eric. Breaks my heart, too. And then when the arrears are owed to the state, like, I didn't know that the arrears, like, I'm sure many people, many custodial parents, when you're looking at, $30,000, somebody's $30,000 in arrears, you're thinking, oh, shoot, I'm going to maybe get $30,000. I'm owed $30,000, and you're not even knowing. I know I didn't know, but this was support reform and welfare reform. But you're naively thinking, oh, this money is coming to me. No. No. That is the government's money. If ever it's collected, whether through lottery winnings, through insurance payouts, through any kind of lump sum payments, is going receiving any welfare. So that's something else. So custodial parents, if you think that $40,000 and you receive government benefits, that $50,000 in arrears is your money and it's coming to you, that's not true. So if that's the reason why you have him on child support, take him off. Take her off. Stop putting him in or her in jail for a big payday. It's just not true. They'll tell you that it's not true. And I had other notes, like I said, but the first broadcast was interrupted. My computer blanked out on me and stuff, so which happens. So topics that you all want discussed or more information on, then just send me a DM and I'll try to cover it. There's a lot of information in my book about the system. It's not about my personal story. Many people think that I wrote about my personal child support story, and I didn't. It's basically just exposing the child support system. So if you want to know how it operates, this is the book for well, it hasn't changed. I was gonna say not the new stuff. They haven't changed anything. It's gotten worse. Let me see. Adonis, they should not be doing that. A supervisor at the Child Support Enforcement Office, if you have custody of your kids and they are still charging you child support, anything to do with that child support case, that case should be terminated. They should not be charging you any money related to that child support case, and you have full custody of your children. Just part of the hustle. Anything, this is all about money. This has nothing to do with the children. Oh, you're welcome, Clint. Thank you. Please share. Okay, guys. It has been my pleasure. Don't forget, don't give anybody money if they're Utah child support hustle, anywhere child support hustle. There's only one child support hustle, and it's right here. Contact us if you have any questions. But let me see. Darren has more success getting their money back from the agency. When you say money back, are you talking about overpayments? I don't hear, like, when people sue, like paternity fraud cases, or people sue, don't hear about them paying any money back. No, I do not. I don't even hear them I don't hear them making good on anything. Like, I see them breaking the law and violating their guidelines all the time. I don't see them following the rules at all. So getting any money out of them, that's why we have to, when you go in there fighting for your case, you have all the information. You have everything that you're going in there for. You have the rule book. You have their manual. So when they say, oh, you can't do this, you say, well, it says right here that, so you counter them with their laws. They're not laws, with their guidelines, because they'll sit and lie to you, and it's just not true. You're welcome, Darren. So that's what, this is about, educating yourself and educating others. Just like the misconception that everybody on child support is a deadbeat. That's a lie. And I've had many because it's nonsense. Because we all know, most people know that if you apply for public assistance, welfare, TANF, Medicaid, some states food stamps, some states child care, if the custodial parent applies for this benefit, they have to sue for child support. The child's father is not in their life. It just means that they need food stamps. The custodial parent needs food stamps. So that whole deadbeat bullshit, excuse my language, is just that, some bullshit. Every state in the United States that puts a warrant out for somebody for child support non-payment that has not given, that person has not been given a hearing to determine their ability to pay, or they have not been given other safeguards to show that they willfully failed to pay child support, has had their rights. That's unconstitutional. Nobody should go to jail before they have a hearing to determine whether they could pay or not. That is just, I know it sounds so simple that it can't, I have to be making this up, and I'm not. Rogers, 2011 Supreme Court. It'll tell you that right there, exactly what I'm saying. It's that simple. And all these states that arrest people because of child support, failure to pay child support, and they're not giving your due process right to determine whether you could pay or not. And that's why we are introducing our abolishment of debtor prison bill, so that they can re-acknowledge that debtor prisons are illegal and they should not be used in any cases where people cannot afford to pay, and that includes child support. And that's not coming from me. That's not coming from people that think people should pay their kids. I don't know who that might be. It's not anybody at the Child Support Hustle. It's the Supreme Court said that in 2011. And the Department of Justice said that in 2016. Not get arrested, I'm sorry, without a hearing to determine their ability to pay. But they're still doing it, so that's why we have to fight harder. And being arrested and being shot over a child support, you're physically harmed or murdered, and you just didn't have the money to pay, is criminal. Those people need to be in jail. And the judge that wrote the warrant, or the agency official, or whoever that issued the warrant, if that person did not have a hearing. Hey, Benny. Make sure that you file. I can't think of it right now, but when you're file to terminate your child support order, and make sure you go to the court system. Make sure you go to the court and file it there too. You just want to make sure that it's closed in both areas. Even if they might even say, you don't have to file it there. She doesn't know Kenya doesn't know what she, get it in writing. Whatever they tell you that you don't need, get it in writing. Have them write you a letter that says that you don't need it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Okay, guys? So I thank you all for tuning in, and I hope this was helpful. If I think of anything else, let me see. God bless you, Benny. I'm trying to. That'll depend on you. I would say file a couple months before your child turns 18. I sure would. So then it's a while. So you'll at least have it in the system. So when he or she turns 18, you already have your paperwork down there. Because we know they don't move fast unless they're suspending your licenses or whatever, seizing your bank accounts. They move real fast for that. But excuse me, if they're closing your case or something like that, they don't move fast at all, and they will lose your paperwork. That's what I think they do. So everybody, thank you so much. Remember, as always, they can ignore one, they can ignore hundreds, but they cannot ignore thousands. Keep fighting. Let's go.